casually going through some messages when somebody had shared this, and they said, okay. And he said, listen, government, we have a corrupt government and so on and so forth. So I thought, okay, let me kind of put things straight. And so here I am talking about this. So most of the companies which have probably donated to the government or to a particular political party are not typically ones which are dominating the headlines. Yet they're making significant political donations. This actually got me thinking, why? It is not just their business success. There seemed to be more to it, something about how these industries relate to government policies and regulations. After all, businesses don't thrive in a vacuum, do they? They thrive in environments shaped by political power. And I realized if we follow the money, it tells us a lot about how deeply government decisions influence certain industries. So, as I dug deeper, I found out that the political donations weren't coming from just one industry. We had major players from telecom, real estate, energy, gaming, and more. The kind of diversity in political contributions cannot be random, right? These industries all have one thing in common: they are all heavily regulated by the government. Meanwhile, meaning their success or failure can be largely dependent on uh, how who's in power and the regulations that are passed. So let's look at some of these industries. Let's take telecommunication, real estate, energy, and gaming, and all. They're all sectors where government oversight is intense. For example, telecommunication companies need license to operate. Real estate developers rely on zoning laws. Energy companies are dependent on production quotas and pricing rules. And gaming companies, well, they need government approval just to survive, exist. So why wouldn't these companies contribute to political campaigns? They are investing in securing favorable policies that could make or break their business. So another key factor is the capital investment. Look at real estate. 35% of the revenue is tied up in capital expenditure. That's a huge chunk of their business. Telecommunications, energy, natural resources also require significant upfront investment. For them, a single government decision on taxes, land acquisition, or infrastructure can directly impact the bottom line. Political contributions seem like a strategic investment to protect their capital heavy operations. So these donations aren't just about keeping the lights on. Companies from telecommunications to natural resources are positioning themselves to shape public policy. Think about it. If you can influence infrastructure development, energy policies, or urbanization efforts, you're effectively shaping the future of your industry. It's a win-win. The government gets to push forward the national projects, and these companies ensure they're competitive. They stay competitive in a favorable environment. What's also interesting is the range of companies involved. There are big national players like Bharti Airtel, Vedanta Limited. There are also small ones like Eventa, Food Park, Madanlal Limited, where whether national or regional, these companies see political donations as a way to secure influence at the national level, but in specific states and localities they operate in. So how do they do it? It's a calculated approach. First, they identify key sectors like real estate and telecommunication, where regulatory policies are crucial. Then they analyze the political landscape and figure out which policies align with their business goals. The next steps are building relationships, strategically contributing funds, and advocating for policies that benefit their industries. It's a complex dance of power, politics, and profit. So let's wrap it up. So uh, we have uncovered there's a clear pattern. Industries with high regulatory oversight and significant capital investment are strategically investing in political influence. Whether it's telecom, real estate, energy, or gaming, these companies understand that by shaping public policy, they're not just safeguarding their businesses; they are positioning themselves for future growth. It's a calculated move, as we've seen. The relationship between politics and industry is more intertwined than what we think it is.